What's going on, guys? MMuniz here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about credit cards, but more specifically, we're going to talk about how to go about getting your new credit card. So whether you already have a credit card, whether you already had 5 credit cards, there's a specific process that you should take when it comes to figuring out what's going to be the best card for you and your family. Now, maybe you heard from a friend that this new card is the best card out there. Well, I hate to break it to you, but there's no single best card for everybody. You and your family are going to be different than me and my family and your neighbors' families. Everyone's going to have different needs and different things that they're going to value when it comes to credit card rewards. So that's what we're going to break down in this video. I'm going to go over a bunch of questions you need to ask yourself when it comes to getting ready to put in your application for your newest credit card. Now, as with all my credit card videos, we do have to go over the golden rule of credit. And that is you must pay your bill in full every single month. Doesn't matter what kind of rewards or sign-up bonus or referral bonus you're getting. At the end of the day, if you're holding a balance on your credit card and you're paying a 20, 30% interest charge on it on a monthly basis, it's going to destroy all of your returns. So pay your bill in full every single month. Now, with that being said, let's get right into the video. So when it comes time to pick out your next credit card, you've got to ask yourself, what is your credit score? Are you brand new to credit? Because if you are, you're not going to be able to get the same credit cards that someone like me is able to get. Do you have a great credit score? If you do, if you're in the 740 and above, then you could probably get any credit card out there. Some of them are dependent upon income, but at the end of the day, it's going to be pretty easy for you to make that decision. So if you have a lower credit score, it's going to minimize the options you have, and if you don't have any credit at all, you're going to have to build your credit using something like a secured credit card. So keep that in mind. Find out what you have, write it down, because you're going to use that when we go on Google and start searching for credit cards. Now, the next question that I usually ask myself is, how many credit cards do I currently have, and when did I get them? Now, you don't need to know about the credit card you got 10 years ago. That doesn't matter. That's helping your credit. But when you have more than 3 new credit cards in a year, and then you do the same thing the following year, you're going to start to harm your credit score. The great thing about churning credit cards or moving through credit cards at a fast pace to take advantage of all the rewards is it should not hurt your credit card as long as you don't do it too much. As long as you keep your hard inquiries and new forms of credit below 2 per year, it's not going to impact you in a negative way enough to bring you down below an 800 credit score. I'm someone that has tested this out for the past 10 years, and I'm always around that 800 credit score. And what I found is anything less than 3 per year is good to go. So if you've taken out 4 new credit cards this year alone, you're probably going to want to wait another year or 2. Now, the next question you need to ask yourself is, what type of credit card user are you? You may be someone that likes to maximize rewards on every single purchase using multiple credit cards. That's okay. That's who I am. Or maybe you're someone that only wants to have 1 credit card and you just want a fair, even great return on every single purchase you make. Completely understandable. It's less work, it's easy, and you're just getting paid. Well, if you're that second person, you're not going to have as much work to do because really, you're just looking for a card that's going to give you a flat 2% or more, which I don't know of any cards, back on every single purchase, no matter what the category is. That really lowers down the cards that meet that criteria. But if you're someone looking to maximize every category, you're going to have a lot of options out there. We're going to have to keep asking more questions. We're going to have to look at more things online. Another question you got to ask yourself, and this is about strategy. What are you getting this credit card for? What are you trying to accomplish? If you've been saving money for a year and you've got a honeymoon coming up in 6 months, you're going to have to pay for a lot of wedding expenses. You may want to get a card with a large sign-up bonus, a large limit, because you're going to have a lot of expenses, rack up all those purchases, build up all your rewards, and then use that towards your honeymoon or your vacation. Now, if you're in that category, you're going to qualify for cards that have a higher sign-up bonus, but they also have higher requirements. If you're just looking for a new average credit card and you don't have high expenses, you're going to have to keep that in mind. Your sign-up bonus is probably going to be a little bit smaller, or your travel reward is going to be smaller. Those are important things to think about because you need to make sure you're getting these credit cards well in advance before you make these purchases. So you get approved, you get the card, and then you can use it. You actually get your rewards before you need to use them. So it takes a lot of time. But as long as you can answer the question of, am I looking for the maximum sign-up bonus possible because I've got a big trip coming up? Or am I just looking for a new credit card to get a couple extra $100? Those are going to determine where we're going to look on Google when it comes to getting our next credit card. One more thing that you might be trying to accomplish is maybe you want to consolidate debt. It's easy to say pay your bill in full every single month, but not everybody can do that. Or maybe they can and they just didn't, and they're trying to improve their credit, they're trying to improve their financial situation. Kudos to them. Maybe you want to do a little bit of debt consolidation. If you have $10,000 in balances across 3 different credit cards, maybe you want to take out a new credit card that offers a 0% balance transfer and then gives you 18 months to pay off the balance. So instead of paying that 20 to 30% interest, all of your debt is going to be consolidated onto one card and you're not going to pay interest until you've gone through the time for that sign-up bonus. So great way to take advantage of debt if that's what you need. One thing to note though is a lot of those cards that offer like 0% APR or 0% balance transfers, they might not have the best sign-up bonuses. But remember, we asked ourselves, what are we trying to accomplish? So at the end of the day, you're doing what fits you. On to the next one. So what are we looking to do? Are we a family that travels all the time? Or maybe it's just my spouse and I, or maybe it's just me and I want to travel. You may want to take advantage of the more complex cards that offer travel partners, where you can transfer points to the travel partners and 2x or even 3x your returns. Maybe you have $1,000 in cash rewards, but if you transfer it over to Southwest, maybe it's worth $2,000 in flights. That's the best way to get the most bang for your buck when it comes to redeeming points with something like the Chase Trifecta. So that may be important to someone like you. However, if you don't travel very much, which is actually the case of my family right now, since we have 3 babies all under the age of 2, we're not really planning any trips. So all I'm looking for is cash back. So cards that apply to me are completely different than the 5 years ago me. Now we've gone through all the questions. Let's take a look at some examples of how I go about determining my next credit card. And I'll tell you what credit card I'm actually currently looking at, although I'm not really in any rush. So let's get into it. So first things first, I usually go to Google. Like I said, for my family right now, we're not looking for travel cards. So for this first example, we're going to do the best cashback credit card for just one person. So all I did at the top was type in best cashback credit card 2023. I like to do 2023 because sometimes you get offers from the past that are no longer in session. I always like to go to the points guy. I look for him. I always like to go to NerdWallet. I typically will go to NerdWallet first, and I'll be surprised if it's not Wells Fargo as the first one. Yeah, exactly. So Wells Fargo Active Cash right here. So 2% cash back. I can tell you right now, it's 2% on everything. You get a $200 introductory offer, and that's after you spend $500 in the first 3 months. So, I mean, that's an awesome return. You're getting a 40% cash return in the first 3 months for spending that $500, and then you're also getting 2% on all your purchases. So if you're that person that only wants one credit card and not think about anything, they just want to collect their paycheck at the end of the month, you got to redeem the points and stuff, but great option for you. Maybe you already have that. You're looking at another one. All right, well, Chase Freedom Unlimited. Savor One. This is actually the card that I'm thinking about getting myself. I usually try to get 2 or 3 credit cards a year. This one has $200 when you spend $1,000. It's nothing special, but I don't have this card yet, so more than likely I'll get that. But what if you don't have a good credit score? Well, let's just say your credit score is 720. Let's go back. I like the points guy because he usually breaks it down. Look at this. Savor One. I swear I didn't actually do this ahead of time, but Savor One right here, and it tells you 670 to 850 credit score recommended. So you're fine. You would have. But if you're in the 600s, you probably wouldn't get approved for this. It gives you good information. Annual fee, $0. I always look for that. Then I look at the categories. So 10% on purchases through Uber, Uber Eats Plus, complimentary Uber One, 8% cash back on Capital One Entertainment. So those things don't apply to me. I don't really pay for that. Most of my expenses are pretty basic. I'm buying gas. Actually, I don't even buy gas. That's not true. I buy groceries. So the Muniz family, pretty low expenses other than babies. But what if we want the best travel card? So let's just check out what options we have for travel cards. So best travel card 2023. All right, check it out. Points guy, up to 120,000 travel bonus points. No surprise here, the Chase Sapphire Preferred comes up. Now, if you follow a lot of other credit card gurus on YouTube, even myself, they've probably talked about this card in the past. And it is an amazing card, but it's not for everyone. I currently don't have this in my wallet because it has a $95 annual fee. Another thing I'm going to tell you to do is look at the introductory offer. Normally it's $60,000. You can barely see it down here. Right now it's $80,000. That seems awesome, and it is a fantastic offer. However, in the past, it's been 100,000 points. Is it ever going to go back to that? I don't know, but it's good to know these things. So, you don't need to just pick a credit card today. You can go in and look at what's available to you. You could say, oh, maybe I'm interested in the Capital One Venture Rewards card. What is it offering me? What is the Venture X offering me? Look at the different options. Obviously, this one will stand out because it has a $395 annual fee. So more than likely, unless you're traveling a lot, this isn't going to apply to you. These are the things you need to pay attention to when you're getting a credit card. Don't just go for the highest cash return because you might need to spend a crazy amount of money. So for instance, 80,000 bonus points. To get that, you have to spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. Now, Maybe an individual might not spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. So for them, this card wouldn't apply to them because they would have to spend more money than they normally spend to take advantage of the bonus. And we don't want to do that. We only want to get credit cards to help our current situation. We're not just spending money to spend money. Maybe your expenses are really low, but you have to pay for a wedding. So in the future, in the next 3 months, you're going to be paying a lot of expenses that you wouldn't normally pay. Then great opportunity to take advantage of a card like this, because this is one of those cards where you can transfer points to a travel partner. Now, if you're looking for debt consolidation, this is the last thing that I would pretty much recommend is type in best balance card transfers 2023, and let's just see what they have. I told you, I really like NerdWallet. LendingTree is good. Well, let's go to LendingTree just because we haven't used them yet. All right, so we have Citi Double Cash, 18-month balance transfer offer, intro balance transfer. Card members will also enjoy an intro APR of 0% for 18 months on balance transfers, then 19 to 29%. Now, this is interesting. However, you need to read the details because more than likely in here, there's going to be a charge to do the balance transfer. If the charge is 2% and you transfer $10,000, you're going to pay $200 to transfer it over. However, if you have $10,000 in debt from a different credit card where you're paying 29% APR, you're doing better. 29% versus 2% for that entire year, you made out 27% extra. So just do your research. You've really got to look into all these things. Show the details, go through everything, pay attention to the details because it's very important with credit cards. Discover It, Cashback, Wells Fargo Active Cash, a lot of good options that offer that 0% intro APR. Maybe you don't want to do a balance transfer, but another thing you could do is if you spend $600 a month on groceries and you have to pay for your car insurance for next year, and that's going to be over $1,000, you could put all of that on your credit card and then only pay the minimum for 12 months. Now, you have 15 months here, so pay attention. You could stack up your money on this credit card while you pay off another credit card. Now, you really got to be careful and manage your finances if you're going to take advantage of that. But that is another way to save on interest and fees. You just got to make sure that before that 15 months is up, you pay off the balance in full. Otherwise, you're going to be paying interest again. So keep that in mind. Now, another option you have is YouTube. There's a lot of credit card gurus that are going to talk about the best credit card for cashback or travel. Videos like I make. Watch those videos, take their opinions, combine them with other people's opinions, and then make your best decision based off that. At the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that there is a credit card for everybody out there. No matter what you spend your money on a daily basis, there's something that's going to make your life easier than if you just pay cash. And that's assuming that you follow the golden rule of credit. Now, with that being said, if you found today's video beneficial, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We do our best to do weekly videos on anything related to personal finance or fitness. And with that being said, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I do my best to answer all comments on all of my videos. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.